Hi, this is Abel Stewart, and welcome to Lesson 20 of our guitar class series. So we're going to learn a little bit about the key of A right now. So we talked about keys and how keys help us in different things. So for instance, if you remember, we talked about the context of a key. So let's remember old time rock and roll was G, C, D, G, right? So we've learned about the key of D, which the main chords in that key are going to be D, G, and A. Now we're going to learn about the key of A, which the main chords here are going to be A, D, and E. Back to the A. Now, how do you know what the main chords of the key are? So let's talk about that just a little bit. So in the key of G, let's go back to that there. One thing that helps a lot is what we call numbers, and this system's used a lot in different places. So if we call this a 1, our primary chord of the key, the G, 1. So if I go by key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 1. 8 and 1 are the same octaves, and they sound really similar to each other. So we call those kind of the same thing. Both of those are a G in this case. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we build chords on those, that gives us our context for the key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, like that. 7 chord would be, there it is, 7, 1. All right, so the point is that those keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like that. Now, that's the context of G. If I'm in D, here's my new 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. And 1. All right? So it's a different context for all the things. The main chords you're going to want to worry about or think about in most keys are going to be your 1, 4, and 5. All right? So for a lot of songs, most of the songs we've done so far, with those three chords, there you go, we can do a lot of those songs. And if you know those 3 chords, it's really easy to transpose basic songs from one key to another. So the songs we've done so far, let's take old time rock and roll as an example. This is a 1 in the key of G. Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to it. Then the C is your 4. By myself. Goes to 5, say, today's rhythm ain't, music ain't got the same soul. 5, then back to 1, like that old time rock and roll. So what I can do is if I know my chords of context, my 1, my 4, and my 5, in a different key, let's say A, just take those old records off the shelf. Then my 4 is going to be a D. I sit and listen to them by myself. E's my 5. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time 1 rock and roll. Now you'll notice that, for instance, the D chord, in the key of G it was my 5. 4, 5, 1. In the key of A, 1, 4, 5, 1. So the same chord, that D, depending on your context, is going to function really differently, and that's normal. Keys are all about context, and so not just knowing the chords, but knowing how the chords fit into the particular song that you're doing in that context of the key. So I hope that helps. I'll show a chart here that I have in some of the supplemental material for the guitar class, the song books. If I can find it here. And this chart is going to show you what the chords are in different keys. I will have that as an attachment available at a later time in the website. See if you can see this. I don't know if that shows up real clear. But what it is basically shows you your 1, your 4, and your 5 in each key. And based on that, you can kind of use that as a roadmap for the different keys that you do. So here you go. Again, you're in A, you'll notice the key of A. You got your 1 A, your 4 is D, your 5 is E, and you got B flat here. Let's go C. So you got C is 1, F is 4, G is 5. D is another one that we've done. So you got D is your 1, G is your 4, A is your 5, and so on. So G down here, G is your 1, C is your 4, D is your 5. and so on. So with a chart like this, to show you kind of a little more there, a chart like that, you can actually have a roadmap to do almost any song in almost any key. Now, these 3 chords work for a lot of basic songs. As you get into other songs, you might need use some of the other numbers besides 1, 4, and 5. But that can give you a really good basic roadmap to find your way through almost any song in almost any key. Hope that helps.